my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. As promised, I'm back with part 2 of my Vanilla Perfumes Marathon. And today I have 5 perfumes. This table is looking good except for one perfume that I'm not too fond of anymore. Otherwise, this table looks very, very good. Most of these perfumes actually I've reviewed on my channel already a couple of times. But I'm going to start with the first one, which is your Guerlain's Mon Guerlain Intense. Mon Guerlain Intense. That's the bottle. Can you see how much I've used up? And by the way, I bought this recently. Why? Because I had the 10 ml of the sample which I was using for reviews in my previous Middle Eastern videos, just for the sake of knowing all the perfumes and remembering them when you spray them, because you do smell perfumes in the shop and then, you know, note by note, you don't remember it till you actually spray it on your skin. So this is the first one in part 2 of my Vanilla Marathon. Let me tell you a little bit about the perfume. This is 100 ml. I got it for around $150. Fragrantica has got 4.31, which is amazing. Top notes are lavender, mandarin, orange, and bergamot. In the middle, you have Tahitian vanilla, Madagascar vanilla, iris, jasmine, sambac, and rose. And in the base, you have coumarin, patchouli, licorice, benzoin, Australian sandalwood, and white musk. Now, I always say this in each and every video that I've reviewed this perfume. This was the OG aromatic vanilla or vanilla lavender. Before Leap, before Burberry Goddess, this was the first one, OG, right? And for some reason, it did not get, I know it is still a very popular fragrance, but not as popular as your Leap. Now, while I've become a little bit, like Leap has become a little bit too much for me, and now I don't gravitate towards it so much, this is still a perfume that I still reach for. I wear it very often. It brings me joy. It brings me happiness. For everybody who asks me, how do you choose a perfume to wear on daily basis? It will be easier if we can do like, maybe I should start doing that. Like you would make a March rotation. Maybe I can put it out here instead of keeping it in the cupboard. And then use those perfumes just because you only see those perfumes and you can decide. When I wake up in the morning, it's just instinctually you reach for something because you're in a certain mood and you are craving a certain kind of perfume. And this is a perfume that when I do not know what I want to wear, I just reach for this and I know it's going to make me happy. This perfume just makes me happy. And it is not a simple perfume. You get so many different notes. It's cooling to the senses. Like when you smell it, you feel cool, cold, in the most relaxing zen way. To some people, this might lean a little mature, but to my nose, it does not. Yes, does it smell a little vintage? It does, but let's put this in the category of modern vintage. It opens with this, it opens with citruses, right? So you have your bergamot, of course, and then you have your sweet citrus, which is your mandarin orange, the zest and everything together. But the vanilla is like the constant. It's there in the backdrop from the get-go. In the middle, you start getting this licorice vanilla scent along with your florals. And I can almost not identify the florals in here. It's more like a perfumey floral. But yes, what's prominent is like the licorice note, which I'm usually not a big fan of. But in this perfume, it just works with the aromatics. And then, of course, it has that creamy sandalwood vanilla dry down, which is gorgeous, along with the musk. To me, this perfume smells straight out of a fairy tale. I don't know. I feel like this belongs in books. And it's like innocent romance or something. And it's just so pretty. It just makes me feel pretty and happy. Sorry, I'm digressing. But I have neighbors who live above us. And they constantly make... they have kids who are really naughty. And we don't say anything to them because they're kids. You know, you don't want to... But 12 o'clock at night, and it's just a constant, like they are ADHD children, and that's why I'm like, I think they're ADHD kids because it's not possible that there's always noise. There's always like someone is like running around. It's like it's almost like a bunny on steroids, you know, like on cocaine, not even steroids. They're just like running around, and you can hear the thumps, thumps, thumps continuously throughout the house. And it's awful when you're trying to sleep at night. But we are being patient because it's children. It's okay, you know. Did I just digress? Yes, I did, but I'm coming back now. This is a massive 10 out of 10 to me, and this for me is a very feminine perfume. A guy can pull this off because of this little aromatic notes, and since now we are not going to classify a perfume as a feminine perfume or a masculine perfume. Instead, say is it like traditionally leaning masculine or feminine, just for people's understanding, right? While feminine perfumes I feel is easily adapted by a man's perfume is usually not, because of certain notes that women as on ourselves we don't like it. I can wear this in any weather, although like a little bit in the summer it might be a little bit cloying. I wouldn't mind wearing this in summer as well. I would just tone down how many sprays I use. And the character I chose for this was Belle, sorry, not Bella, Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Intelligent, smart, classy, everything. Actually, the character played by Emma Watson, I think it was perfect. The next vanilla in my collection that I would like to show today is the Black Opium Le Parfum. This is like the recent release, not so recent, I have it recently because I bit the bullet and wow, this perfume stains. This is when you know it's like rich in vanilla and the mature vanilla has matured. Again, I got this 100 ml for around $150. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.4, which is amazing. You know, the thing is, when I spray like more strong perfumes and then I smell this, I practically can't smell it. But when I wear this on its own, it's so gorgeous. Okay. Fragrantica, it's got 4.4. Top notes are pear, cinnamon, green mandarin. Middle notes of jasmine sambac, solar notes and orange blossom, and the base notes of Madagascar vanilla, bourbon vanilla, vanilla absolute, coffee, vanilla orchid and patchouli. Now to everybody who keeps asking me, what does a solar note smell like? It is not a note on its own. When you describe something as sun-kissed, that's the best way I can describe a solar note. And a solar note is usually associated with florals, like floral, sun-kissed florals, sun-kissed tropical florals or tropical fruits or sun-kissed coconut. You know, it's like that little sun-kissed vibe that you get, like it's daytime and that's a solar note. That's the best way I can explain it. If you still don't understand, try smelling a few perfumes with a solar note and you'll exactly get what I'm saying. Olympia is a proper solar perfume, right? Like if you smell that, it even has the salt, which is why it's a bit, okay, I'm digressing. Sorry, let me come back. Now, in this, while the florals are sun-kissed and fresh and not heady, it smells airy. But if I had to describe this perfume in a simple way, it is a boozy spiced vanilla. In simple terms, boozy spiced vanilla. I can smell a little bit of chocolate, although it's not listed over here. You can smell like nuances from your white florals. You can smell a little bit of those fruity notes like right there in the backdrop, but only if you forcefully try to find them, you will find them. Otherwise, it's just a very beautiful, slightly spiced coffee scented vanilla chocolate perfume. It's very, very cozy. Because of all those other notes that are not like really prominently visible in this perfume, it feels nuanced. It smells sophisticated. It's not a kiddie chocolate vanilla perfume. This is like a sexy, grown-up person who is willfully trying to seduce someone and wears this to smell edible but in the most expensive way. It is so stunning. This is one of those perfumes that I will always need in my collection because it's very, very addictive. 10 out of 10, hands down. And I would rather a woman wear this, but I can see a guy wearing this as well if he's dressed up really well in a suit or something. Why not? I don't know any Middle Eastern perfumes that smell like this yet. If I do, I will let you know. It's definitely a winter fragrance for sure, or you can wear it date nights, indoors, intimate wear, you know. And the person I had chosen for this was Angelique Bouchard. Dark Shadows, was it the movie's name? Oh my gosh, you know, the witch. Insane. Of course, Eva Green. It's so her, like very seductive. Next in line is the new La Vie Belle Vanilla Nude. What's it called? Vanille Nude, sorry. Very beautiful fragrance. The only problem I have with this perfume is that it stays too close to the skin. It's too intimate. Like if it projected a little bit more, it would have been wonderful. I'm just hoping because, of course, this was a new perfume in my collection. I'm just hoping in the next couple of months it might get denser. I do have to wear this on my skin and on my clothes to actually smell this perfume for a longer period of time. Let me tell you a little bit about it. 100 ml costed me around $160, which is quite pricey. Fragrantica has got 4.05 despite of its problem with projection and longevity. Again, in this you have your top notes of solar notes with jasmine. Now in this, the solar note, you can actually smell the jasmine in the sun. That's your solar note. See, and again it's combined with a floral. So solar jasmine with the middle notes of bourbon vanilla, and in the base you have white musk and sandalwood. Oh, what a weird perfume, but so nice. Like you feel like it's not supposed to mix, but like solar jasmine plus your bourbon vanilla and creamy sandalwood and musk in the base. Oh my goodness, so gorgeous. Very basic, to be honest with you, the DNA. The good thing with basic DNA is sometimes, like, although I like to smell a little bit more unique, there are some days that I don't want to bother myself because I'm already overstimulated, and at that time, like, perfumes like this really help, which is why I was so sold on this DNA, despite of me not liking any of the other La Vie Belles. Yeah, this one for some reason, when I smelled it, of course, the fact that it had the word vanille in it, I was already like, "Ah, I think I'm gonna like it." But when I smelled it, it's not like overwhelmed me with the florals and the patchouli. It was not like, like, no. Instead, this was very creamy, very comforting. Like it feels like a hug, but not a hug from a grandma or something. This is like a nice, comforting hug from a friend, a loved one. One sec, Marcus is crying. I'm gonna get him. I've not got Marcus for a very long time on screen. Let me get him. So here is Marcus. He was crying outside because he was like, "Mommy has closed the door. She's not letting me in." Marcus, say hi to everybody. Can you say hi? Look, look, look over there. Look at this floof. My floof is more scared of anything than those blasted missiles that are being taken down. He gets like panicky and he comes to us. Actually, he's stupid, so he runs for the window to see what's happening outside. And that's coffee. That's not for you, Marcus. Let him do his bit. Can you get down and not show your bump? So that's my cat Marcus. For everybody who's new on my channel, he's like, when he makes an appearance on my channel, everybody else forgets about me. They're like, "See me, who cares? Let us see Marcus and his cutie pie face." So I guess I'm gonna review the perfumes like this. Anyways, I'm so sorry. He's so distracting. He's gone. Okay, so he makes me so happy. He just like removes all the anxiety the moment I see his face and I touch him. Now he's gonna start screaming. Watch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 because he wants to go out. Anyways, beautiful, subtle fragrance, subtle floral with a little bit of patchouli and a lot of your creamy sandalwood and vanilla. Simple perfume to wear. I'm not going to give it a very high score. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 just because it is not something I'm going to just recommend to people because of its problem with longevity and projection. I personally like it. I personally thought it was worth the investment, but I would not recommend it to people unless they try it for themselves. So please do try it for yourself and decide if you want a perfume that smells like this, which is so intimate, like you can barely smell it. Now I'm not going to be able to review anything because this guy is like distracting me. He's being weird. He just opened the cupboard. He's figured out how to open the cupboards in this house as well, by the way. So he's opening the cupboards and then he goes inside and tries to like take things out of the cabinet. Unlike the other perfume, this is very, very feminine. I don't think this would suit a man, but if you like to smell like this, go for it. Daisy Buchanan was a character I had thought of from The Great Gatsby. Intimate, but at the same time, very romantic, feminine. Please, why did I get you in? You're just disturbing me now. Oh my gosh. Anyways, next we have Devotion. Oh my gosh, I spent a lot of money on this bottle, and this is the perfume I was saying in the beginning, not reaching for it at all. And Simin, when she got fascinated by it in the beginning, she decided to buy 100 ml. That's the only amount I've used from this bottle. I do like the bottle a lot. I like this, the Italian heart thingy over here. It's beautiful. And the perfume is just like a custardy, lemon, vanilla. Everybody says different things about it. Okay, honestly, in the opening, super candied citrus lemon, followed by your panna cotta and a very boozy vanilla. That's it. That's this perfume. Now that I'm smelling it after so many days, I feel like wearing it now. But I know if I wear it, I'll get choked out. This was around $160 as well. On Fragrantica, it's got 4. Top notes is literally candied lemon, middle notes of panna cotta, orange blossom, and rum. And in the base, you have vanilla. So, yes, it does have that creamy, boozy vanilla with candied Marcus. And this is why when I'm filming, I prefer Marcus doesn't stay in the room with me. Anywho, what was I saying? Yeah, candied lemon, panna cotta, boozy vanilla. That's it. There's nothing else that you can say about this perfume. There's no other nuance. It's very simple, but that's what makes it very attractive. Sometimes a very simple perfume with like very contrasting notes can actually smell very good. It smells like you have mixed a lemon sorbet with vanilla ice cream, and then you're having it both together. It's very carby. It's quite cloying. It smells very sweet, sugary. It's like literally like if you smell it, you might get diabetes. It's that sweet, you know. But it's a very cozy scent. It reminds me of like Amalfi vibes, or like, you know, when you go to the coast or something, and you're wearing like a frock, floral frock. Beautiful. The only thing is that I'm not reaching for this much anymore because it's quite cloying, and because there was a time that every other freaking DNA was smelling like this, and I had like a lot of Middle Eastern schmoops that were imitating this fragrance, and I just got sick of the damn DNA, just like I got sick of Bianco Latte, which I adored at one point. Now I just cannot stand that perfume, you know. But yeah, that's your Devotion by Dolce Gabbana. I will give this a 7 out of 10 just because I've had it with this perfume. I don't reach for it that often, but 7 is a good score in my book. If it's anything below 5, that would be like concerning, but like anything like above 6 is, you know, 7 is a decent score. I'm getting very tempted to give it 7.5, but I won't, because I know, because I've smelt it after so many days, I am liking it, but after a while it just gets very choky, cloying, and I will not wear it again. It'll be like kept in my closet for like a year, and then the next year I'll smell it, I'll be like, I missed it, and then I'll wear it a couple of times, and the same thing, like rinse and repeat. We have a lot of Middle Eastern counterparts for this. You have your Latafa Victoria, Afnan Delicious Bouquet, Al Absar something. I don't know what I've written. Fragrance World, Allure Couture. I know there were more. I know there was one by Bain al Asrar. No, not Bain al Asrar. That's a different perfume altogether. I don't know where I've gone. Anyhow, I know there are like at least 7 schmoops of this perfume from Middle East. Yeah. So yes, you can easily find this in a variety of, you know. But like for example, it will not be exactly the same. It just can't. Now, last but not the least, is probably like my favorite in the line from this collection, from part 2 of my vanilla marathon, but I can't afford a full bottle. Just as yet. Just as yet. I know I will collect money and I'll buy this perfume, but as of now, I cannot afford it. And I'm not even going to spray this on a strip because I don't want to waste it. That's the Gentle Fluidity by Maison Francis Coq de Jean. This, of course, is the gold edition, not the silver, which is a very masculine scent. This perfume, I know some people will think it is too mature. But in my opinion, this is one of the best vanillas out there. A mature vanilla, sophisticated. Oh my gosh. It's like kind of like the same feeling I get from this, but this is very cold and airy. This is like heavy, a little heady, but in the nicest way possible. This is a freaking expensive perfume. I did not even bother to check. I think it's like around $350 or something, yeah, for like the smaller bottle. Top notes are juniper berries and nutmeg. Go figure. Juniper berry, again, a note is, if it's done right, In the middle you have coriander, and in the base you have vanilla, musk, caramel and amberwood. So you have all these beautiful gourmand notes in the base, but the opening is slightly spicy, slightly aromatic. I would call this a non-gourmand vanilla. It is, you can swear that you're smelling white florals as well, somewhere in there, you know, but in a very, very clean way. This is like a proper clean perfume, a luxury, old money. It smells very, very expensive. It smells like a lotion or cream that is a staple in the royal household, or in a household of like very, very rich people. I don't know, a rich people, a rich person, a rich people, a rich person, I would not know, you know. The beautiful part in this, of course, there's juniper berry in that, but the woody part of this perfume, let's just call it the clean luxury vanilla perfume. Like, I am obsessed. Like, I am so obsessed. Like, if I could just like buy the full bottle, I would. And I've been using this so stingily. Like, look at that. But anyways, like, I know I'll get my hands on this very, very soon. I just had to put this in here. Like, it's so difficult to describe this perfume because it has like this coolness about it. It has a little bit of those spices. It has some kind of creamy floral somewhere, but right at the back. And then the beautiful amber musk vanilla base with those woods. So Middle Eastern counterpart, the fragrance world had the gentle gold or something, which was similar but doesn't give you that longevity and projection. This guy, when you spray like a couple of sprays on yourself, lasts all day. Anybody who's whining and complaining that doesn't, like, you can't smell it anymore, you're getting anosmic. Okay, there's no way. I have worn this perfume so many times on my skin and I can smell it all day on myself. Does it reduce? Yes, of course, the intensity reduces in 3 hours, but again it becomes like an intimate scent that I love smelling on myself. That is why I'm calling this a quite luxury perfume, because it is like luxurious. It smells very expensive, but it's also quiet. It doesn't like to show off too much, you know. You'll be like smelling yourself and be happy. You don't care about what other people think about your perfume. Like, that's what this perfume has. It encapsulates confidence. Of course, it's a 10 out of 10, and I think this is a perfectly unisex perfume. It does lean a little feminine, but it's unisex, no doubt. I did not want to associate this perfume with any character or anybody, because if you have somebody in mind, let me know. If you've tried this perfume, and who would be that quiet luxury rich person, you know, who's not too young and not too old. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. And that, of course, is a massive 10 out of 10 for me. So guys, that's it. That's the part 2 done of the vanilla marathon. In my next video, you'll see all those over there. So you'll see all those. That's like my next one for the next set of vanillas. I'm sure you guys know most of those perfumes, but that one has like a good mix of range from low to high, you know. Some of it is like niche, and then the rest is like very, very economical perfumes. I'm going to end this video right now over here because I need to go and have some water. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.